At dinner, my sister drenched me in wine, shouting, "You have until sunrise to get out of my house." My parents cheered her on. I just smiled, dropped a key on the table, and replied, "Then you have 60 seconds. At dinner, my sister drenched me in wine, shouting, "You have until sunrise to get out of my house." My parents cheered her on. I just smiled, dropped a key on the table, and replied, "Then you have 60 seconds. I'm Renata. I'm 29. I moved back in with my sister Priya 8 months ago, right after my divorce finalized. Into the house our grandmother left the two of us jointly. That word, jointly, matters more than anything else in this story. And it's exactly the detail everyone at that table conveniently forgot the second it stopped being convenient for them. Dinner that night was supposed to be simple. My parents had driven in from Ohio for the weekend. Priya made her signature lasagna, the good kind with the bechamel she only bothers with when she wants to look like the perfect hostess in front of mom. I'd spent the entire afternoon at the county tax office paying the property bill on the house because Priya, true to form, had let it slide 2 months past due again, and the late notice had come addressed to both of us. I hadn't even brought up the tax bill yet. I was still working out how to mention it without starting a fight before dessert. Priya beat me to starting a fight anyway, just about something else entirely. "I need you gone," she said, completely out of nowhere, halfway through the meal, setting her fork down like she'd been rehearsing the line in her head all through the salad course. "Tonight, tomorrow morning, at the absolute latest." I actually laughed, thinking it was some kind of joke. "What? You've been mooching off me for 8 months, Ren," she said it flat, glancing at mom for approval before she even finished the sentence. "Mark and I want the guest room back before the baby comes." My mother nodded along like Priya had just proposed something perfectly reasonable, like asking someone to take their shoes off at the door. My father didn't even look up from his plate, just kept cutting his lasagna into smaller and smaller pieces, the way he does when he wants to be anywhere else in the room. "I pay half the mortgage," I said, keeping my voice level. "I pay half the utilities. I paid the property tax bill myself this afternoon, actually, since you let it go 2 months late again." "It's my house!" Priya snapped, color rising in her cheeks. "Grandma left it to me. Grandma left it to both of us," I said. "My name is on the deed, Priya. You know that. You've known that for 8 months. She didn't answer with words. She picked up her wine glass and threw it at me. Not knocked over, not spilled by accident, thrown deliberately straight across the table into my chest. The glass didn't break, but the wine soaked through my blouse instantly, cold and dark, dripping down onto my lap and pooling on the white tablecloth our grandmother had actually embroidered herself decades ago. "You have until sunrise to get out of my house," she screamed, loud enough that I heard the neighbor's dog start barking through the window. My mother clapped. Actually clapped, like Priya had just landed a game-winning shot. My father finally looked up, but only to say, "About time, sweetheart," directly to Priya, like I wasn't sitting 3 feet away from him soaked in Cabernet. I didn't yell back. I didn't cry, though my eyes stung for a second from something that wasn't quite sadness and wasn't quite rage either. I sat there feeling the wine turn cold against my skin, and then I reached into my purse and pulled out a small brass key I'd been carrying around for 8 months, tucked in the zipper pocket where I keep things I don't want anyone accidentally finding. It wasn't a key to her bedroom or the garage or anything sentimental. It was the key to the property records lockbox, the one confirming what I'd already had a real estate attorney formally review 3 weeks earlier, back when I first started noticing the way Priya's tone had been shifting toward me every time Mark mentioned the baby. I set the key down gently on the ruined tablecloth, right next to the spreading wine stain, and I smiled at my sister for the first time all evening. "Then you have 60 seconds, I said, calm and clear enough that even my father finally put his fork down, "to explain to mom and dad why you're about to lose your half of this house for trying to illegally evict a legal co-owner from her own property."